folks, Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Coming to blog post we want to share with you, of course, we review the latest in social media technology. We're reviewing two ultra cool products we're really excited to talk about from Rosewill.com. That's Rosewill.com. And they cover a ton of different computer products, things that you need for cases, things you need for power supplies, mice, keyboard, all that sort of good stuff. Go to their website, check it out at rosewill.com. You'll be seeing us review other products on thechrisvossshow.com from them. These are two products we'll actually be doing two separate posts on and doing the unboxing on both of them separately. But we're actually in the end going to be installing the Fortress 750, which is the top part you see there, the cooling fan and power supply unit into the Thor. And this is called a Thor V2 case that we have before us here on the bottom. So we're going to be installing all this, putting it together, doing some really exciting stuff. Your mind is going to be blown as to how awesome the case is on this Thor case. I've seen the videos of it. It's mind-blowing. Same thing with the Fortress and your cooling fan and power supply and what you can do. So be sure to watch those videos on thechrisvossshow.com. We'll unbox them separately right now. Okay, folks, so let's break this bad baby Thor open. I gotta tell you, like I said, I watched the videos on this on their website. You can go to rosewill.com and see the videos that they have there of their products. They go into extensive detail on the products that they build and how you can utilize them and maximize them to the biggest of their potential. We've been really excited to get a hold of some of their products, and this is going to be an exciting product to go ahead and box for us here. So let's go and do that. Now, if you're a gamer, this is definitely for a high-end computer user. Most high-end users these days are gamers. But if you want something that's powerful, that's going to keep your system cool, that's going to keep you gaming for hours and hours, days on end, if you will, this is the system that you're definitely going to want to have access to. So let's go ahead and do this. Looks like we're going to take this thing and actually we're going to go this way with it from the looks of it. Let's go this way. Let's see if we can slide this puppy out. Maybe not that way. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's just dump it. So what we do on the Chris Voss Show, we dump expensive products onto the ground. Do a little more dumping. Let's just do this the smart way. We'll just go like this, and everybody comes apart all nice like. How's that for unboxing? I think for the record, this is actually the largest unboxing I've ever done. I'm pretty sure 100% so far this is the largest unboxing we've ever taken and done. So let's pull off some of the toys here, and it looks like I still have it. Let's see, which way is it up? This thing is huge. All right, let's see. Oh no, I have it right. I have it right. Okay, so let's go and pull the bottom off. Pull that out. It's a beautiful white case, and I believe you can get these in at least one of the color black, most likely. But holy crap! Looks like an R2-D2 device robot. So what we have here before us is the Thor, and this is the user manual for the Thor, so you can see how to use it. You can see it's got this really killer display thing. So let's take a look at the top part of this and get a good idea as to what this does. Okay, so here we're going to do some close-up shots of the Thor V2. Now this thing is a gaming ATX full tower computer case. It will support up to E-ATX/XL-ATX. It comes with 4 freaking fans. 4 fans! My gosh! So let's take a look at all the different things you could do with this. It is amazing and an ultra design for a gamer. Now you've got some fan adjusters here where you can adjust the fans, of course, for both A and B. We'll get into how those work and what those do. You've got a plug-in here for your microphone, plug-in for earphones. You've got 2 USB 2.0 adapters, or I'm sorry, plug-ins, so we should call them. And then we've got 2 USB USB 3.0 adapters. You even got a place here for an eSATA plug-in, so if you want to plug in and rock and roll. There's the venting system, which, you know, one of the problems with everything is heat rises. You can see here that you can easily, by pushing this button, turn the vents up and down. We'll show you those as we rotate around the device here. We might have some LEDs that light up here on the side. I'm not sure they look LED-ish. We'll know when we turn this baby on and get it all hooked up with its power supply. But for the time being, let's kind of pan out a little bit. And as we pan out, you can see here that we've got several different bays, of course, that we can take and do. The front does remove, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the base here, and we're going to pull the base off. We've already pulled it off a little bit, so it does pull out from the bottom here. And let's get a good idea as to how this works. Now you can see we have a giant fan that's here. This also goes to your reset button. The reset button is nicely hid and housed right here. This makes it really nice. I can't tell you how many times I've hit a reset button, think I was hitting the power button, and I'm shutting my computer down and end up with all sorts of problems. So you see here the giant freaking fan that they have. I have a 9-inch span hand. I believe this is pretty much a 9-inch fan. You've got all sorts of different bays and pop-out things that you can take and utilize. We're going to go ahead and pan up and out so that you can see that. And you can see how the case looks open with the front off of it. So you got plenty of different bays to install stuff here, and these can just pop off. And then of course you've got a really sturdy front end. You can easily pull these babies out and get them rocking and rolling. Pretty cool. Now down the one side, you have wonderful ventilation holes that are up in here that help the machine breathe and of course keep cool. You can see there's another 9-inch fan that's located there. It's a 230 millimeter fan, just the same size as the one that's on the front there. There's also rubber grommets attachments where you can attach smaller fans to this. So if you want to attach 4 smaller fans to this, you can take and do that. Looks really cool from the side in its build. Looks like on the website there's also black ones available, so that's really cool. You've got, of course, the slider here for the ventilation system. You can see maybe a little bit better. One thing I forgot to note, on the front there is like a rubber grommet area that's up here. Great place to keep your keys, maybe USB cards, all that good stuff. And there, of course, is your power button that's right there. So you've got that easily. That's pretty nice because I tend to set stuff on top of my computers. So, okay, so now you can see that in the top here we have another 9-inch Spanish, I'm going to call it Span-ish, 9-inch-ish, 230 millimeter actually fan that's in the top. So it'll suck air out the top, it'll suck it out the front, suck it out the side, and there's even a smaller fan that's right in here. And of course you can see some of that action with what happens when you close the top and open the top. You can see what that does for you. It looks like this does pop off here if you want to pop that off. And you've got holes for cooling. If you want to hook up water cooling devices, you can take and do that. You've got your 2 screws for easy entry from either side. You've got plenty of bay ports here for hooking up all your different PCIs and all that good stuff. And then you've got a nice big hole here for the power supply. We'll even show you some cool stuff about that. Down the other side, of course, you just have a panel. It's just a steel panel, but I'll show you something here in a second on the bottom. Okay, now let me show you something else that's really cool they thought out with the Rosewill THOR V2 case. You've got great stands here for the device, very heavy duty, very thick, and they also stand up pretty good size. Now you've got room here where if you want to mount a fan to this right here, you can also mount a fan here. You can see how the fan rises up and gives you this mesh look that not only looks cool but also gives you the ability to blow more air out from more directions from inside the case. Take a look at this. What they've done is your power supply would go in here, and what they've done is they built in a mesh filter that you can easily pull out. And in pulling out, you can take the filter and of course clean it from all the dust that may be coming out of your power supply, thereby making sure that your power supply keeps operating at its most optimum ability, and of course making your machine nice and cool, keeping it cool. I can't tell you how many times I've had some old machine that's giving us problems with heating and stuff, and just sometimes giving a good blowout. to get all the dust out of them is important. So this is really awesome. There's plenty of room for this to breathe, but also it's got a great filter that's built in there for you. Let's open this bad boy up. Okay, so you can see here we've taken off the side panel that has the bigger fan in it, so you can get a good idea. This is a really heavy duty fan, good sized fan, nice big old fins. I wouldn't want to get my fingers caught in those for sure. You can see here this is the panel that would go down the side, of course, so it gives you an idea as to how heavy duty that is. So let's go ahead and set that baby aside. This is no cheap piece of steel, let me tell you. This thing is a heavy duty, beautiful piece of work. Now, so you can see here from the outside what this takes and looks like. You can see here we've got a really the big fan on the inside here. Once again, heavy duty fan. We've got different plugins for all the different modules that we need to take and do. These are the fan plugins, of course. And then you can see here we've got all sorts of different rubberized areas where we can put wires through and put wires to different areas and segments. Now, looks like we've got a box that's in here. Looks like they've given us a nice box of screws that can do different things. You know, I got to tell you, last time I bought a computer case, they gave me a whole pile of screws, and they were different screws, and I had no idea what to do with them. I'm like, does this screw there, or this screw go there? What's really nice is they got it mapped out for us, and I think we might have some more instructions or something in there. So you can see here, this is where your board would, of course, lay and hook in. You can see we got a ton of cables. Okay, so now we're going to get in there a little deeper and show you some really cool things. Now they've got trays here for each of the different hard drives or whatever you want to take and put in here. What's nice is you can just pull on these tags that lock themselves in, and you can see here that they built these wonderful trays. You can use these for 3.5 or 2.5 drives. They've got the holes there for them. What's nice is they also have rubber holder grommets that are in there to hold your device. They've also got some on the bottom as well. So that makes it really nice. This would actually work really well too if you were to store hard drives someplace else. You want to be able to pull them out, put them in on the run. You could easily do that. So that makes it really great, and they lock into place. Is that freaking cool or what? They've come a long way with these computer cases. So you've got your fan up here. You can do, there's some LED lights we'll show you here in a second. Now, the other thing that I hate about computer cases, it's the one thing that has been the bane of my existence with computer cases, is you always got to slide it in and you got to screw it in, and you're like trying to get the holes lined up and stuff. What's really awesome is they have these things that are basically called lockdown kits. Let's see if we can get the right terminology from the manual. Screwless kits. And what these are designed to do is you're able to slide these in and attach your stuff without having to use screws. So what you do is you push down, and when you push down, an element will come out the backside. You lock these into place, and then it will hold your device into place. You can go ahead and pull that out, lock, and then it will release, and you can pull out your device. Is that freaking awesome or what? You don't have to do all that screwing stuff all the time that I used to hate. I used to hate all that stuff. So that makes it really freaking awesome. They do have a floppy area in here if you really do want to install a floppy drive or something that might fit in the segment of what normally would. They have that there for you. So if you do want to put that into your system, you can do that as well. Giving you a better close-up here, you can see all the different plugins. You got your 3.0 plug-in. Everything is wonderfully labeled. I love this. The last time I put together a computer case, it was a nightmare to figure out what some of the stuff was. And so you can see here all the different plugs and cables you can take and do. Plenty of length. And then, like we said, you've got the screws there where you can know what the screws actually are. And then the great thing is, this was missing from last time I had a cheap case. The great thing is Rosewill in their manual gives you a great breakdown as to everything that's in the case, how to assemble it. There's also an accessory list there for your bolts and stuff. It shows you how to remove, open stuff, how to put stuff back together in and out, and all that good stuff. Let's see, it also shows you how to break it apart, different pieces that you can take and do, the locking system, and all that good stuff. So they tell you how to put this thing together, and you're not left in the dark. So here's what we're going to do. This thing is freaking awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to plug in the power supply, which is going to be the Fortress 750 from Rosewill. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install the power supply into the case, the Thor V2 case, and you can see how easy this is to take and do. I really recommend people build their own computers nowadays. You can build a much faster, better, upgradable computer building your own computer than you can buying the crap off the shelf. So really recommend you do this. It's very easy to do. We'll get into some of that here in a second. One thing that's cool is Rosewill has built-in support and alignment mechanisms. You've got a support here, you've got an alignment mechanism here that will keep the power supply into place. We've also got nice rubber spear grommets here that will take in, give you support of the fan, lifts it off a little bit. That gives you great noise reduction to where you're not going to have the thing shaking around a little bit. Of course, you shouldn't have it shaking, but at least it will give it some support there where it's not going to make more noise than what you wouldn't want to have it making otherwise. You can also, of course, this is another area where you can add a fan and install one here. I don't know if I can pull that off very quickly and easy, but we're not going to worry about that this time. And it also has its own filter, which is very nice. So, how hard is it to install a power supply? It's not that hard at all. Let's take a look at how easy it can be. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that in there. Of course, you want to make sure the fan part is facing out of your power supply. And we're going to go ahead and screw it in. Okay, so 4 screws. We've easily installed our power supply. We've got it all screwed in there so that you can see how this comes out. Whoops, you can see how this comes out there. And we've got it all babied in. What's really nice is the way the case holds. You've got plenty of stuff to keep it in place the way it's built. It's not moving around, not bouncing around, all that good stuff, which is really awesome. Now all we need to do is put in a motherboard and connect the cables and all this good stuff. Got a ton of cables to work with for fun there, so we'll take and do that. Pretty cool. Okay, so in wrapping up, we're really impressed with the Rosewill case, the Thor V2. You can get it in both black and white. Very cool. And we really like the build on it. We really like the thought that they put into it, the design, the engineering, everything. It's an awesome freaking case. If you're an ATX gamer or somebody who just wants a case that can be upgradable in the future to whatever you want it to be, this is definitely the case for you. Rocking ability to add just so many fans, I can't even believe it. And it'll keep your system cool and keep your system working long and hard for you, especially if you're a gamer. So be sure to check it out. Go to rosewill.com. That's rosewill.com. There'll be a link below the video on the Chris Voss Show.com. Check out the awesome products they have there. Tons of computer stuff. And tell them Chris Voss sent you. Thanks for coming by the ChrisVossShow.com. Be sure to check out our other posts that we did on the Rosewill Fortress 750 power supply. That thing rocks. So we were real impressed with it. And be sure to check back often. Thanks for coming by.